grab a piece of paper, okay, because you are going to want to write these dates down. So this is your entire freebie kit that is inside of your VIP Creating with Lynda group. We're about to go over all of the things. Yes, it's starting on June 23rd. Thank you. So we're going to go over what you need to have prepared for these days, because I know when you start jumping in, if I was to say to you, here is everything, let's begin, you're going to freak out, okay? Let's not do that to ourselves. Let's take it in little chunks, okay? So let's start with talking about what you need for Tuesday. So on Tuesday, the 23rd, you are going to need 4 pieces, okay, 4 pieces of 8.5 by 11 scrapbook paper. 4 pieces, okay? With this, we are going to be creating your cover. So we're starting with the cover. So on Tuesday, don't worry about all the little pieces. See where I'm headed? You will need, so I will show you, I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper, okay? You will also need your Dollar Tree double-sided tape. Now, can you use glue instead? Yes, you can. Hey, Joy, welcome in. We're currently going through what all you're going to need to do our 5-day Shabby Chic junk journal with the freebies that are inside of the group. The group is always free. It's at the VIP Creating with Lynda Group, and I put it above. It's in the comments there that you can just click and go if you're not already in the group, okay? Oh, and we got to talk about that too. So again, double-sided tape, okay? You can also, I'm also going to be using my glue. Now, it does not matter what glue you are using. I will be using the PV Neutral PVA. This is what I use, okay? But you can use anything. That glue is from Amazon, all right? On Wednesday, so Tuesday, we're putting together just the cover. This is going to be a blank cover when you're done. And there you are, girl, and I will get you right into the group. I see you. But you will take and you will have the 4 pieces of paper and double-sided tape. When you walk out of here on Tuesday, the 23rd, you will have your cover done. The one thing that I did not put on there that you will need is a box. Now, your box does not, hear me out, it does not have to be very thick, okay? You can use a cereal box. You can use an oatmeal box. I'm going to be using my old ink box, okay? The most important thing is that you need to have height, the height of your pages that you have printed, okay? That is the most important thing. Now, what I mean by that is if you go to one of your pages, any of them, you can take your page, remove the white, and this box, this first page is going to match up with one of your pages, okay? That's all you have to have at this point, is just the box. Now, if you don't know the size of yours, that is okay. Okay, it's perfectly fine. And if you haven't printed, I did give you a link for me to print it and mail it out. But here is the deal. In order for me to ship it, I need your order today or tomorrow so I can get it in the mail to you, because you're going to have enough time, because we're not going to do starting to get it together until next Wednesday. Okay? So what's most important here is on Tuesday, you have those 4 items. You have 4 pieces of paper. You have a double-sided tape and glue, and a box. That is your first thing you're going to need. That's Tuesday. On Wednesday, we are going to start assembling the pages. Okay? So on Wednesday, you are going to need a texture pack. What is that? Okay, what is a texture pack? Let me put it to you this way. A texture pack is any kind of textured papers that you have that you want to use. Now, what am I going to be using? Let me show you. Are you ready? Good morning, Dora. What I am going to use as my texture pack is I'm going to use a dryer sheet, okay? I'm going to use some random rice papers. I'm going to use a piece that you make, that you sew with, pattern paper. I'm going to be using more rice paper, probably some sort of paper bag, some random tissue paper, okay? And these I'm going to cut in half. So it's one big sheet, but for me, I'm going to cut it in half because you're only going to be doing 2 to 3 signatures, okay? Again, random tissue paper. The coffee dried rice paper we did last week, okay? I will be using those, as well as some coffee stained book pages, all right? Now, you're going to see right here that I have a whole chunk of stuff. Now, understand, I'm not going to be using every single page of this. I will use every single one. Hey, girl, welcome in, Trudy. I will be using every one of these in each of my signatures. Whatever is remaining is what we will be using the following week, okay? So understand, whatever you put inside of your junk journal, you're not going to cut apart and throw away. You're going to cut, and then you're going to save those remnants because we're going to use them to pull our pieces together, okay? But this is what I call a texture pack. It's just random things. Now, what is something else you can use, okay? If you don't have these things, it's okay. You can go and pick up a newspaper from your local grocery store and use newspaper. You can use discarded packing paper from items that came in the mail. Just flatten them out. And right now you have plenty of time to go put a big book on top of those and flatten them or iron them, your choice, okay? The other thing you can use is you can use paper towels. You can use copy paper. You can choose to use dictionary pages, invoices. You get the picture, okay? Any kind of paper can become your texture pack. These are just discarded dryer sheets, okay? But this is what I will be using as my texture pack, okay? So that will be Wednesday. Wednesday, you're putting together your book. Now, I'm going to be honest with you in the fact that when we put together our book, you're also going to need your pages, which I'm going to show you those in just a minute, okay? This is going to be double-sided, and they need to be on regular HP paper, not scrapbook paper, okay? But they are going to be double-sided. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a moment, okay? We're going to go over that. Something else that you will need to put your book together is I have been going back and forth trying to decide which binding I want to show you because I've shown you the accordion one. You've seen me do the twine one. So I had not yet figured out which one I wanted to do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do what's called a hidden twine. Okay. Because we're not going to sew at this point. Probably our next one will sew, okay? But let's do a hidden twine. We're going to keep this kind of simple this time around. So to do a hidden twine, you are going to need some twine. It doesn't matter if it's little or big, but here is my thought to you. I prefer the thicker versus the thin. Okay, see how little this is? It's almost like embroidery thread. Okay, I like the thicker for the simple fact it's less likely to tear your pages over time. Okay, so my suggestion is a medium size to thicker twine. Okay, so make sure you have your twine. And then you're also going to need, I'm thinking you're going to need your pages. We'll talk about those pages because there's some little hidden things in that. You're going to need your twine. Oh, and then the other thing you're going to need is you need to either pull a piece. I will be pulling a piece from day one. Okay, this is day one. I will be pulling a piece of this paper from day one to use in day two. Okay, so this is whatever scrapbook paper you're putting as your book cover. All right, so I'm going to put day one discard because that's what we're going to use to create our hidden twine. That way your book goes together. Okay, all right, on Thursday, at this point, you will have a completed cover that is kind of bare and plain. You will have your pages inside of it. On Thursday, we are going to create a couple different things. So on Thursday, we are going to be making some small envelopes, okay? And we're going to be making medium tags. Now, for these are going to be super, super duper easy. You're going to go through your items and we're going to be pulling the tags. You're going to be pulling the paper. So if you have this paper, go ahead and mark it as page 2. And we're going to just put that inside of here as page 2. Okay. And I will reword this and put it in there. Also page 1, just the tags and the paper. Okay. So this would be like line A. All right. So we're going to say page 1, line A. All right. And like I said, I will do my best to put this into some wording. You can go get a different set if you like, but the next thing that you will need is this page right here. So we're going to call this page 3. Okay. Those are the only, oh crap. Excuse me. And page 4. This is the envelopes. Okay. So you're going to need these 4 pages for Thursday, the 25th. You're only going to need this aisle with those. Okay. So if I was to do this right now, I would say, okay, I am just going to pull the ones I need for Thursday. Okay. So I have page 1, page 2, page 3, and just this section of page 4. So you're not having to cut every stinking thing to be caught up. You see what I'm doing here? Okay, so let me show you again. Thursday, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4. That will be on Thursday. Okay, that's Thursday. Thursday in a box. How you like that? And yes, on Wednesday, I will show this packet to you once more to make sure you are still caught up. Okay, I try really hard to bring you along so you're not so worried. Okay, now what do you need to go with these things? You will need some of your texture pack. Whatever remnants was remaining, you're going to need your parts of your texture pack. Okay, these are just going to be little parts that we're going to use. You're also going to need your glue, and that is it. Okay, that is it. This is all Thursday. All right. So, and we did say page 3 and 4, and you saw my little cutouts. Okay. Now, when you get to the following Tuesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, we will be completing the remainder of the book. So by the following week on Tuesday and Wednesday, you are going to need the following. You're going to need all remaining ephemera. That's all your littles. All remaining ephemera needs to be cut out and ready to go. Okay, if you are somebody that wants to do a little bit at a time, you want to say, okay, what do I really need to have for Tuesday? Start with those 2 pages that we've cut some things off of. Not that one, sorry. Start with these 2 pages here. Okay, so let's just write them in right now so you have an understanding. Okay. So you're going to start with these 2 pages. They're the remnants of what was remaining. And then you're going to come over and we are going to start off with this page here that has some belly bands. Okay. So this is also going to be Tuesday the 30th. And I'm looking, we had a bigger set that there it is. And do one of the ones with pockets. Okay. So this will be Tuesday the 30th. Half of the sheet that we left off on the earlier Wednesday, all of the littles on that page. Tuesday the 30th on this page. And lastly, one of your pockets. Okay. So this will be all on Tuesday the 30th. Now, on Monday and Tuesday of that second week, you are going to need to keep on hand some scrapbook paper. So after you see your book go together, you will know what will match and what will not. And I want you to have some random pieces of scrapbook paper on hand. Okay, so make sure that you've got that. So we've got our Tuesday packet. All right, so I'm just going to put Tuesday ephemera pack because we know what we're using, right? We know what we're using. And you're going to need scrapbook paper. So for both of these days, have on hand scrapbook paper and glue. That is it. That's all you will need are these pages, scrapbook paper and glue. Now, if you don't have scrapbook paper, go get yourselves some book pages, pull them out, or newspaper print. It does not matter, but have some paper. Okay, I'm going to teach you some different types of folds, some tucks, some fun things that you can add to your junk journal to make it even more fun. Okay. All right. Lastly, that following Wednesday, all of your remaining pieces, 1, 2, your hidden paper clip, your words, any remaining pieces. Okay, all your remaining pieces, those will all be on Wednesday, June 1st. So have them cut out and ready to go. In the event we do not have enough time to finish come Wednesday the 1st, you know me, I will take and continue on Thursday. So Thursday, I'm going to write it down as a question mark, because I want to make sure we have plenty of time. Okay? So did you get all that? All right, now let's go back a step. So coming up here to Wednesday, okay, so Tuesday, 4 pieces of scrapbook paper, 8.5 by 11 sheets is all you need, double-sided tape, glue, and a box. And you're doing a thin box. We're talking cereal, oatmeal. I'm using a thin ink box, okay? A thin box that you can cut with your scissors. On Wednesday, you're going to need your texture pack and your hidden twine. We're going to make a hidden twine closure. So you're going to need a discarded piece from up here. And then you're going to need double-sided. So here is what that looks like. So in your download, there were 5 full sheet pages that look something like this. There were 5. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Those are your 5 full sheet pages. What I did is I took out the downloads of the pages. I printed all of my pages first, and then I printed one of these on the back of each one. So I literally put this through my printer and said print. Okay. When it came out, this was where it came out. So I took it, I flipped it over and put it back through the printer, and I put these in order in my printer on the screen and told it to print 21. Told it to print, 10. I did 10 at a time. So it did 1 set of 5, 2 sets of 5, 3 sets of 5, and then I counted the remaining pages, which I believe is 21, and completed the last with however many I needed. You see what I'm saying? So every one of your pages, you have a book page, and then you have a back. Now, yes, the back is bigger than the book page because you're going to cut this white off. And that way you knew your back page goes all the way to the edge of this page. Okay? Did you get that? So print all these pages first, flip them over, and begin printing the full-size sheets so that you have one on the back of each one like this. So as you turn your page in your junk journal, there are not the same in the row, okay? You're going to have, each one is going to have a different piece on the back. Okay, see how that works? You get the picture. So every one of these is going to finish out, okay? So these papers, I believe, like I said, I think there's 21. I'll double check for you real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did I just drop a bunch? I don't know. I want to say there's 21 in there, you guys. I can go look. I'll make sure it's in your instructions inside the group, okay? All right, so you're double-sided. These are on regular HP copy paper. Mine are on the premium HP office paper, but you can put them on whatever you want, okay? Now, that in your texture pack is the only thing you will need as far as the printable copies for your Tuesday, okay? Don't forget to have your other supplies with that. So this is Monday. The texture pack, your book pages, any discard from the earlier day on Monday, and then your twine is all you will need on Tuesday, okay? So this is Monday. This is Tuesday. Then you will have Wednesday with some glue. Don't forget your glue and your scissors. Okay? I want you to have a good understanding, a good visual. This is your first week. One more thing that you will need for the first week for Wednesday. Those large pages. Did I do it wrong? Oh, I had one more page. There you go. That's why. I'm like, there's something going on here. Okay. One more thing you will need for that Thursday is print out. So when you're printing all the littles go on the 110. I already gave you those instructions before. 110 is scrapbook paper. If you don't have scrapbook paper, it's fine to use regular paper, okay? But it's just they're a little thicker is all, okay? Take your 5 full-size sheets and print one paper, one time, full sheets on your 110 paper. These papers will be used to create pieces inside of your projects, inside for your junk journal. They will be in according to these. You will want to have these on the side from next Wednesday on, because we will reach for these to make different things, but you won't need anything else but these. So when I say scrapbook paper, when I said make sure you have scrapbook paper, this is your scrapbook paper. It matches perfectly, okay? But you can use whatever you have on hand too. All right, so I misspoke, sorry. But this is what I will be using as my scrapbook paper, okay? So that I'm going to have on hand for Wednesday. So hopefully I'm not too confusing this morning. I feel like I'm walking around half-baked. It's like my brain is on pause. So this is what you need for next week. Monday is here, Tuesday, Wednesday. By Wednesday, you will have a pretty decent start to your junk journal. Then you'll have the entire weekend to finish cutting out everything else for Tuesday and Wednesday of the following week. Okay? So hopefully that's clear as mud. It makes some sense to you. Now, in the event that you do not have access to a printer, maybe you don't know how to download, maybe it's just easier to have somebody else do it, whatever the case is, I put it in the VIP group, a link to my Whatnot page, and I will print them, but I need that ASAP. I mean, like, as soon as we end here, go jump on and order it, because you're going to pay $20 for the kit. I'm going to do all of the work for you. I will assemble it and have it all ready for you. If you want, you can message me and say, I want you to mark what I need for what day even. I have no problem doing that for you. Okay? But the most important thing here is that you have that. Okay? Those are the main things. Now, extras. I am going to be doing a few extras. All right? So let's go back a moment. Early part of last week on the live, I created the hidden pocket and all 11 of these little pieces last week, right? They were done with your free download, also in the group. These little pieces are going to be put into my junk journal. Do you have to do that? You do not. If you want to do it, that's why I created them the way I did, because they match perfectly. Okay, it is a free download. You can go back, you can create all of your little pieces, and you will have these as well. If you are going to do this, you want to make sure it's done before the second Wednesday. So not this coming week, but the following week. Fair? Okay, we will do this on this day right here. So on Wednesday the 1st, we will add the previous items, okay? We will add the previous items. Helps if I spell it right. And Fairma. Okay, this is the things that we made on Facebook already. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. It takes 5 seconds to add. You can do it at a later time or not at all. It's totally up to you, okay? Lastly, I have also added some random stamps to my pile. You can do anything you have or not. In place of stamps, you can use any of your pre-cut out pictures that you might have. You can use your scraps of paper if you want. It does not matter, okay? I will probably be using what you see here, okay? If you want some of these, I'm trying to think where I got them. Honestly, I don't remember. I do not remember where I got them from, but random stamps, okay? Random stickers. You can kind of see what they look like. Here's what I can do, okay? I don't remember where I got them, but I can make you a mock version of this. I can't do identical because that's copyrighted, but I can work on some things tonight and put together a bundle, just a little small set of sticker-like things. If you are purchasing a pack from me, I will put them in there free of charge, okay? If you are not purchasing a pack from me, I will put them in the VIP for you to download on your own time. Fair enough? They won't be totally matching these because I can't do copyright, okay? I don't want to take a chance, but I will make some that are similar. Fair? Okay? So I will do that for those of you who don't have any that want them. It'll be in the VIP group. I'm going to try to do it tonight, okay? So I need to create sticker substitute. Okay? All right? So that is what I can do for you. All right? All right, so lastly, we were supposed to do a, oh, my bad. Lastly, you need to have a few things on hand for your Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Okay, this is for Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. I'm holding on to vintage lace. I have about 37 yards of that, about 18 inches of that, about 18 inches of this. Random pile, don't know what's in there, and then about 18 inches of that. If you have random lace that you're putting into your book, this is what I will be using. You will need to have this in your hand no later than the second week, okay? This is something that I will start you with, and you will probably end up finishing this part of it on your own. But I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it. I'm going to walk you through the pages I'm putting it on. But you probably will end up finishing this out on your own time. Or if we have to go into Thursday, we'll finish it together. Fair enough? Okay? So have some random lace. So that will be somewhere in the vicinity of Tuesday through Thursday of the second week. All right. Now, an optional thing that I will probably be doing on my own, just so you are aware, is I will be inking the corners of some of my papers. Now, what will that look like? Good question. In looking, I'm really one of those funny people that I'm trying to grab some colors to show you. Sorry, it'll just take a moment. I say that with the most good intentions, and I'm looking for my usual, and I'm not seeing it because I think I left it in the kitchen. I was working on a project last night. So if you look at your items, I am probably going to be doing either a cream, which is crumb cake, pumpkin pie, or in most cases, espresso. Espresso is my go-to. It really is, guys. Espresso is my go-to. It tends to match all the darker colors, okay? So at the worst, I will grab espresso. But those are the three colors that I will be using off and on. You do not have to do any type of inking if you don't want to. It's just an extra step that adds just a little bit more character, and it can really make things show up better, but it is not required, okay? And you can use any color. Those are just, whoop, you're moving. Those are just my go-to. And like I said, my espresso is not in here. I think it's in on the kitchen table, okay? But pumpkin pie, crumb cake, and espresso are the three colors I will most likely be going to, okay? A paper trimmer or your scissors, a ruler, an X-Acto blade will all do the same thing. Also a score. Now if you don't know what a score is, it's basically a folded line, and that's okay. You can fold, and you can use a credit card or a bone folder to get those nice clean crisp edges, okay? Those are all things that you will need throughout the entire week, is a way to cut, okay? So if you don't have a trimmer, don't worry about it. Use your scissors. If you are looking for straight edges, you can fold the majority of what we're going to be doing. In my scenario, I do use my trimmer a lot for the simple fact that it also gives me the measurements so that I can tell you exactly what I'm doing when I do it. Oftentimes you will see me grab a ruler just like this because, frankly, do you see those little lines on there? It tells me the exact, let's see if I can get it to, see if I can lock it in place and hold it still. See how it has the measurements? Oftentimes you will see me whip that baby out to make sure that you know what measurement I'm actually using, okay? Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I don't always remember. I don't know why it's not clear. There it is. But oftentimes you can't see, you're looking at this and you're going, well, which one is it? Okay, well, this is why I do this, is I break it out so you can see it and know where to go. I will take, if any of you need a larger ruler that is visible, I will put a piece of tape up here on my desk that breaks it down so you know exactly what I'm doing. Okay, does that help you any? I hope so. All right. So I will make a large short ruler for the desk so you can see. Okay. But there should not be anything that I am doing this next week that you will not be able to follow. If you are brand new to junk journaling, you're going to learn a lot. If you are old school, been here a long time, hopefully you will pick up something new or an easier way to do it, or a new way you've never seen. Okay. Regardless, we're going to have some fun. Okay. Now, one more thing that I did pull out for my junk journal is I went through and I decided, you know how it is when you're looking to create, I want to make sure you have a good heads up. So some of the items that I chose for my junk journal, and you can go through your house, you can go through your husband's shirts, your baby shirts, whatever you want to do. But the first thing I grabbed was some vintage buttons. Okay. In my case, I grabbed a couple mediums, a few that are small, and I am only going to be using those 5 buttons. Okay. And I'm showing you this so you know exactly what I'm using. I went through an old jewelry box and found a oversized pen. I'm going to be using that. I've grabbed a couple bulb clips. Okay, just those 4. I grabbed some random metal clips. And again, these are just extra. Hey, Cheryl, welcome in. For fun's sake, I grabbed 2 of these funny little claw clips. And lastly, 4 safety pins. Go through your junk journals, go through your junk drawers and see what you might have. You might have all of this. You might have none of it. Okay. Again, use what you have. If you don't have safety pins, maybe, oh, and I forgot, you're going to need at least one paper clip for your hidden paper clip. Okay. But maybe you don't have safety pins, you have paper clips, use paper clips. Maybe you don't have buttons. Okay, that's okay. You can use paper circles. All right, same thing. Maybe you don't have a big safety pin, but you have a brooch that you want to put into your junk journal. Go find it. Okay. You may not have big clips, paper clips. If you don't have a paper clip, it's not going to be bad. Okay. These are just added things that you can put in there. Maybe you can cut out a paper one that looks similar to this. If you don't have it, you know what I'll do is on that sticker substitute sheet, I will print you some paper buttons, okay, just in case, and I will print you some paper clips, the big ones, okay? I don't know what they're called, or I would say it better. So I will add that to your sticker sheet. So if you for some reason do not have these or the buttons, you will have them in your printout. I can't do much about these items. Okay. There's just not much I can do. I can probably print you some paper safety pins, but these are going to be mobile. Okay. You will need a paper clip. Now, if you do not have a paper clip, you could probably get away with not having it in there. It may not hold as well. I'm just trying to think. It may not hold as well if you don't have a paper clip, but we can possibly help you work around that. Okay. So if you don't have one, don't stress. I will do my best to explain another way. Okay. Lastly, I'm using a couple round circles that have little grommets in it. They've got some little embossing around it. You can use, go grab some of your small circles and just poke some holes in them. They don't have to have grommets. But these kind of things all bring stuff together. Again, this is just extra. Okay. It's just extra. It's not necessities. All right. So I'm just going to put this away before I lose it all. This is one of those things that if I don't keep them together, then I end up having to go and pull everything out once again. Okay. So I'm trying to keep my stuff together so you can see exactly what I'm using. Okay. All right. So very simple. I mean, it's no matter what, basic stuff is what you want to have on hand. Anything extra, the lace, the metal pieces, the stickers, those are all extras. Okay. That's okay, Dora. Oh, getting ready for a graduation party. Is that for your grandson? So basically, if you have your printable sheets, you have the stuff ready to just put the book together, it's going to be perfect no matter what. Okay. Extras are always fun to have, but not required. All right. Okay. So this morning I have another fun for you. Let's see here. So that covers everything you will need. If you, I know this is a mess, but if you want to screenshot it, I'll hold it still for you. This is my little doodad for me to remind me what I need to get done for you. So if you want the sticker substitutes, I'll have them in the VIP group this afternoon. Okay. So if you want that, it's a messy chicken scratch, but I'll pre-print it and put it in the group. Okay. All right.